morning, my people. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Old Boy Corner. Happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday. Hope everybody's taking care of your mental, doing the right thing. How everybody being affected by this time change that happened over the weekend. Hope everybody doing well. Hope everybody doing well. Welcome to Old Boys Corner. Share, like, comment, subscribe. Support your boys for the free. Everybody doing how everybody doing. Hope everybody's doing well. Once again, welcome to Old Boys Corner. Welcome to Old Boys Corner. Topic for today is grandma, 4 grandkids, unalived, and 1 grandchild injured in a wreck in Miami Gardens. This is a sad story. Just ran across it. Thought I'd share it before I lay down. Just got out work not too long ago. Decided to get some content out. You know what I'm saying? Decided to give a little content out. That's it. That's all. Hope everybody out there doing well. So subscribe to the channel. Like, share, and comment. Get familiar with your boy, old boy from Old Boys Corner. Let's go. Once again, I hope everybody doing good, man. One of the artists that I actually used to work with, named Ricky Prince, that I used to actually manage. I'm gonna play a song. Very, very, very talented. I enjoyed working with him the time I did. So we gonna without further ado, I'm gonna play it. So let me know what you think.
Front, you see the Benz on dub. When I pull up out front, you see the Benz on dub. When I pull up out front, you see the Benz on dub. When I pull up out front, you see the Benz on dub.
I ain't talking about the rims out there. I'm talking about the Benz out there.
When I pull up out front, you see the Benz on dub.
Ride with me.
Front, you see the Benz on dub.
Fly with me.
Front, you see the Benz on dub.
We rollin'.
Benz on dub.
We rollin'. When I pull up out, you see the Benz on dubs. I'm on 2 of them pills, gangsta leaning with my thugs. Some boys, but not sure they brother let me in the club. I think I need a sip, I might get 2 or 3 cups. Might even a picture, look how that's how I feel. Them boys looking crazy, they ain't never pop no pill. And they see me on the dance floor, rocking my gangsta grill. My chain still swing, I'm throwing it up for the bill. I live around here, but this is where I stay. So there ain't no need of acting like I'm in the A. And it ain't no need of acting like a nigga gay. Nigga, I'm trill and I know who I am. You hate it, say it to my face. I'm freestyling right now. Nigga, I ain't got a right. I gotta chop a knot, so nigga, I ain't gotta fight. These niggas swear they high. I be like, yeah, right, bitch. I can blow your mind with this. Somebody give me a lie. We rollin', we roll. 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 2 Mercedes Benz, 2 Mercedes, 2 Mercedes Benz, 2 Mercedes, 2 Mercedes Benz, 2 Mercedes, 2 Mercedes Benz, 2 Mercedes. One chick up in the club was fly, who that girl? All I know in the back of my mind, I'm thinking about screwing her. I stepped to her like, damn girl, what in the hell I'ma do with you? She been like, Captain Prince, please take me to Jupiter. Come fly with me, come ride with me, get high with me, come shine with me. We on Mars, we rollin'. We on Mars, we rollin'. See the stars, we floating. We riding, we coasting. Mercedes Benz, Superman, Spider-Man, Batman, them dolphins, anything that'll get you loose. I ain't tryna say a thing, man. You already know what time it is. We see me drinking on that juice. Now roll out your mind. Stop looking at me crazy. Girl, you looking fine, and you need to be my lady. I stay strapped with that 9 for them boys who tryna play me. Talk that shit now while I'm live. Fuck you, pay me. We rollin', we roll. 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 Two Mercedes Benz, two Mercedes, two Mercedes Benz, two Mercedes, two
Mercedes Benz, two Mercedes Benz, two Mercedes.
Now roll out your mind. Now roll out your mind.
Your mind, your mind.
Now roll out your mind. Your mind, your mind. Now roll out your mind. Your mind, your mind. Two Mercedes Benz, two Mercedes, two Mercedes Benz, two Mercedes, two Mercedes Benz, two Mercedes, two Mercedes Benz, two Mercedes.
That was my boy Ricky Prince. I had used to manage him, man. Pretty dope artist, man. Dope lyrics. Dope lyrics. Without further ado, we're gonna get to the content. Hope everybody out there doing good. Hope everybody out there doing good. We're gonna get to the content. Let's go. Not be playing with me over here, so. Content disclaimer. I do not own the rights to this content. This content is for fair use and fair use only. It is also only used for educational and entertainment purposes only.
A tragic story we're following this morning. 5 people are dead, including 4 children, after a horrific crash. It was caught on camera in Miami Gardens.
Several others were also injured, including the driver, who police say is responsible. Local 10's Trent Kelly live at the scene of the crash with more details. Trent.
Yeah, Alexis and Andrew, this devastating crash taking place right here along Northwest 37th Avenue just before 6 o'clock last night. The driver, who police say was at fault, now facing 5 different counts of vehicular homicide after they say the collision he caused killed 5 people, including 4 children.
We are going to be out here all night until we can answer every single question.
Miami Gardens police blocking off a portion of Northwest 37th Avenue overnight. 3 mangled vehicles left sitting nearby.
And at this time, we can confirm that there's 5 fatalities. It's going to be 1 adult female and 4 children.
The moment of impact captured on a nearby surveillance camera.
Flying, boy.
You can see debris flying as a black Kia Sorento smashes into a white Nissan Altima, causing that car to slam into a silver Cadillac Escalade right in between Northwest 171st Street and 169th Terrace.
Speed was a factor, and alcohol was also a factor.
According to Miami-Dade Fire Rescue, a total of 10 people had to be taken to the hospital.
Very tough night for our community. It's a very tough night for our officers responding to the scene. It's a very tough night for fire rescue personnel and our officers who had to triage the patients on scene.
Police now charging the driver at fault, identified as 25-year-old Antonio Wilcox Jr., with 5 counts of vehicular homicide. Yeah, and so far, police have not said exactly how fast they believe Wilcox Jr. was going at the time. Wilcox Jr., though, was taken to the hospital yesterday, one of the 10 people to be transported. So far, online records show he has not been booked into jail just yet. And so far, police have not yet released the names of those victims either. We're going to work on learning more about them, and we'll bring you those updates as soon as we get them. For now, that is the latest live from Miami Gardens this morning. I'm Trent Kelly, Local 10 News.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I got something else on it too. What was it? Man, watch this, man. This shit is crazy.
Is live in Miami Gardens with more. And she spoke to the father of two of the children and an aunt. They must be devastated, Laura.
They are devastated, and it's not just a family that's devastated. It's also a Miami Gardens neighborhood, specifically this community where I'm at right now. You can tell it's a very tight-knit community. Kids are playing right now behind me, and many of them have approached me and told me how much these kids are greatly missed. Parents of those other children also saying it's been difficult to have these conversations with their children about their friends who died. Now, family members are telling us that at the time of the crash, there were 8 people inside that Nissan Altima.
It's hard.
Ronald McCall can't believe he has to lay his daughters to rest. 9-year-old Azaria and 11-year-old Iriana were headed to the movies with their other siblings, their mother, mother's partner, and grandmother when the driver of a black Kia Sorento rear-ended them at full speed.
They'll never be back again. I'm left for only 2.
Family members say Kamari Graham, who was celebrating his 10th birthday, was also killed. 13-year-old Kamaria is fighting for her life as well as their mother.
Anybody who has a heart, feel for this family. And it's not okay what they're going through.
I'm gonna miss them. I'm really gonna miss.
Now, what's crazy? I think this the father that was just speaking, he actually lost his kids in a car wreck, and he was just getting out the morning before, or the morning of, from a DUI himself, and a DUI ended up taking his kid's life. That's crazy work.
I'm not trying not to cry, y'all, but I'm gonna miss my babies.
The grandmother of the children also died. According to Miami Gardens police, Antonio Wilcox Jr. was speeding and driving under the influence when he crashed into the family near Northwest 37th Avenue and 170th Street. The father of the 2 girls says the morning after the crash, he was actually released from jail for DUI himself and arrived home to the tragic news.
So don't drink and drive. I get out and lose my baby to drinking and drive.
That's crazy.
Miami Gardens police say they will provide additional updates tomorrow morning, but they do say that this man will face several charges of vehicular homicide. Reporting live in Miami Gardens, I'm Laura Rodriguez, NBC 6 News.
That is crazy. I'm talking about, like, I don't even know what even. Now watch this right here. This one right here is actually real-time camera of the neighbors actually coming out trying to help them get out the car.
Good Samaritans rushed out of their homes and cars along Northwest 37th Avenue in Miami Gardens to try to help in a crash so loud it could be heard blocks away.
I hear like a boom, like a explosion, like a bomb, like una bomba, like a bomb.
Jose Nunez could not open the car doors, but said police showed up quickly.
The Ultima, the white car, he was like tornado, right in the street, and was like terrified.
Miami Gardens police say in all 10 people were rushed to the hospital, but 4 children and 1 adult died. They were riding in the Nissan Altima.
It's full life gone, and just to start the year, it's a lot of kids, just to start his life, and this is so sad.
Surveillance video captured the collision, a black Kia Sorento slamming into the white Nissan, setting off a chain reaction that ended with 3 smashed cars, injuries, and death. Police say the driver of the Kia was at fault. They identified him as Antonio Wilcox Jr.
We can definitely confirm that speed was a factor and alcohol was also a factor.
That's crazy. That is beyond crazy. I don't know why. Like, you drinking, stay out from behind the wheel, man. You're not only putting your life or your freedom in danger, but you most definitely putting other people's lives in danger. Like, call an Uber. Like, where your friends at? If you by yourself, like, sleep it off. Like, do something. Because this right here, man, you had 4 young children lose their life. 4 young children. And this is him right here.
Accused of causing a crash that killed 4 people, including 3 children in Miami Gardens, has been transferred from a hospital bed to a jail cell. Local 10's Roy Ramos now spoke to a relative of the suspect who is apologizing tonight to the loved ones of the victims. Roy.
Calvin, I spoke with the suspect's aunt today, who tells me that her nephew was going through a very difficult time following the death of his grandfather. She believes that he was not in his right state of mind at the time of this crash and has suffered from mental health issues for years. Well, police say he was intoxicated at the time of that fatal wreck.
I'm so sorry. I'm so devastated. I'm going through so much. My family's going through so much. We're so sorry.
An aunt in agony as she offered an apology to the victims' families after police say her nephew, 25-year-old Antonio Wilcox Jr., caused a fatal crash that killed 4 people, including children, and injured several others.
And I know Tonio is going to have to do time. I know. But that was not Tonio.
Kim Falk told me she heard of the horrific wreck in Miami Gardens Saturday and has seen the reports of 8-year-old Zarnia McCall, 10-year-old Ariana Johnson, 10-year-old Kamari Graham, and 51-year-old Rosa Jones, who lost their lives in the crash. Police say it was Wilcox who was driving the black vehicle that plowed into the white Nissan with 8 people inside of it.
He was in Miami at the time. It's because we lost our father.
So that was his grandfather?
That was his grandfather. They was very close.
Kim believes the death of his grandfather triggered something inside of her nephew, who she says has suffered from mental health issues, including schizophrenia, since he was a teen.
Tonio started dealing with a mental health. I think he was 18 or 19. Tonio told us that he was hearing voices.
But police say Wilcox, who is now behind bars on vehicular homicide charges, was intoxicated at the time of the crash, speeding at more than 99 miles an hour and accelerating when he struck the vehicle with 3 adults and 5 children. The group just on their way to the movie theater when their lives were taken in an instant. And Wilcox does remain here in the Broward County Jail, facing 4 counts of vehicular homicide. We're told that he will be transferred into Miami-Dade, where he'll likely face more charges. For now, outside of the Broward County Jail here in Fort Lauderdale, Roy Ramos, Local 10 News.
Okay. Man, that's crazy. That is crazy. I don't know what to say. Can't nobody tell me like that. That's like that was destined for them 4 children, minding their business, and their grandmother. All because someone else's bad decision to get behind the wheel, going over 90 miles an hour on a residential street, causing 10 people to go to the hospital. Can't make this up, man. While we at it, we're gonna hit another story down in Florida, since we here. Say a cops discovered missing teen viciously unalive in Florida. Since we here.
Do you know how much investigation ID I watch? Do you know how much true crime I watch? You can't get away with Jesus, there's cameras everywhere. My child is smarter than that.
Our teenage years are known to be turbulent. They're marked by young love, heartbreak, testing boundaries, and keeping secrets. But how does the saying go? Two can keep a secret if one of them is dead?
Oh my God. Here, let me step back. Can you guys go back inside for me? Thank you. All right, are you live? Mm-hmm. All right, I'm off right now.
And one of them is dead, it appears. It's just too early to identify exactly who.
Please, just give us a few minutes and we'll come in and talk to you. Just go back inside. Can you go back inside, please?
What's the body? Must be over there in the bushes. That's crazy.
Don't. Just do as I ask, please. In a few minutes, an officer will come talk to you. Go back inside.
How? Just let me play it, cause how they already know what's going on? Did they? I don't know. Let me let it play.
Can you just please take her inside? Go back in your apartment for me, please. Listen, I can't answer anything right now. I just need you to go inside the apartment and stay there till I can get somebody to come and speak to you, please. Listen, what did I just ask? Just give us a few minutes and somebody will come and talk to you. Just give me a few minutes. Go ahead and go inside. Okay, go ahead and go inside for me.
The search for a missing teen might be coming to a close outside an apartment complex in Broward County, Florida. 18-year-old Dwight Grant, who friends and family call DJ, should be gearing up for a homecoming and graduation when he suddenly disappears on a Sunday in mid-October 2021. Grant is a senior at Miramar High School in Broward County. And while a bad case of senioritis isn't all that uncommon among students in his class, when he doesn't return home and misses school the next morning, that's when alarm bells ring.
I have anxiety and depression, so like he would check.
He has anxiety?
No, I have
Okay, so he would check on you.
Yeah.
Do you know the girl that he's talking to or trying to talk to?
No.
No, does he have a girlfriend?
Not to my knowledge, no.
No? Okay. All right. So you haven't seen him? What's up, man? No, everything good? Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, so you haven't spoken to him since
Sunday.
Is this his behavior? Like, does he do it? He's a good kid?
He's a good kid. He doesn't drink. He doesn't smoke. He goes out. He has a plan. He goes out with his friends. He calls literally all of us all the time to let us know, like, what's up, how you are.
Okay. All right.
In the morning, at night, make sure I'm okay.
Okay. Same thing with these kids. Have they seen him? Let me speak to them really quick.
Grant's friends say he's a gamer. He doesn't run around town getting into trouble. He doesn't drink or smoke, and he certainly doesn't disappear. His friends, along with Grant's family, spend Monday handing out flyers and searching for him on foot. By Tuesday, police are canvassing the area near Sherman Circle North, a Miramar neighborhood residents describe as peaceful. Or it used to be peaceful, until around 2 p.m. on Tuesday, October 19th, when they find something in the bushes. It's a body, and not just any body, but a body belonging to a young man. Young enough to be a Miramar High School student? Police aren't quite sure. What they can say, almost for certain, is that Broward County is about to investigate a shocking homicide. Police find the body hidden in some bushes outside the apartment complex where Grant lives. The victim's body might have been easy to miss. That is, if it weren't for the blood-stained sidewalk leading investigators right to him. There are 4 detectives on scene, They convene around the body and engineer a report containing what they know so far. A young man was killed. His body was discarded in the apartment complex's landscaping, and he had suffered what appears to be 2 stab wounds, one to the neck and one to the chest. And when they look closely, they notice something else. The unknown victim is a perfect match for the description Grant's family gave police. But it's too soon to make an identification. For now, police block off the area surrounding the body and begin processing the scene for evidence.
Pues this all happened aquí abajo. Aquí abajo, sí. Ahí abajo del stairwell que está ahí, había mucha sangre, and you can see that probablemente están tratando de limpiarlo. Hay una cámara aquí, hay 2 cámaras aquí, y hay una cámara en esa esquina donde lo tiraron.
Sunday.
On Sunday, he went.
Shit, and it look like departments actually have cameras. It's gonna be interesting.
Went missing Sunday. So go around in the middle, go up to the 2nd floor, and put it across. So there's no one goes down the stairwell.
Okay.
That way. So we got that and that. Crime scene tape, crime scene log. Let me get that started.
Whoever, if somebody pulls the video from the place, I already have some tips.
Where's your car at?
Right here.
Okay.
I just need to see who was there doing it because they're probably
the office.
Back at Miramar Police Headquarters, tipsters are already starting to show up in the lobby and offer information. One woman wants to share what you might consider borrowed evidence. Her teenage niece's group chat.
Borrowed?
Can you just give me a brief rundown? I'm so sorry.
Of what's going on?
Yeah, because I don't have.
I know I've seen on the news that they found a body over by Sherman Circle, and they keep showing the picture of the kid that goes to Miramar High, saying they can't guarantee that it's him, basically, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
But on my niece's phone, all the texts are coming through that they're her friends, and there's people from school there, and they know it's him.
Okay.
I don't know that. I don't know unless.
No, I
I'm just
understand.
assuming that it's him because of what.
So, did he speak to a detective or anything like that?
No, I haven't spoken to anybody. I just.
Thank you for your help, man. But get it out. Let's go. Let's see what this borrowed evidence is. Let's go.
Came here because my niece was telling me that she had got these texts from this girl yesterday from the modeling, and she said it was the most traumatizing day of her life when she seen him yesterday, which would have been Sunday.
Yeah.
So in my mind, 1 and 1, I'm not saying she did anything, but I'm not saying I can't come here and not show you either because she keeps saying
tells everybody in the
how many people she's
group
killed
that
and she's in a gang.
I mean, and it could be just to be, the cool or to be
What?
tough.
But you never know.
It's like you
And the
don't
same
know.
thing, I don't want the text messages here. I don't want them
To
to
just-
show my nieces. I don't want her.
Like
I don't want
her
her
to associate.
Right.
Okay.
Right, so it needs to be kind of, if you,
Yeah, no, I understand.
please, if you can just write on there not to put her name in there, just in case this girl literally is who she says she
You're
is.
fine. You're fine. No, I
She's a senior
understand.
and I want my niece to make it out of school.
I understand. You guys are good.
All right.
And anything else?
So you got a kid running around saying that sending text messages amending that she's a serial killer. Like what the hell?
This is my area. If you got more things you want to turn in, I'll be here. All right, I'm here until 1.
That's just the word that you put there,
Nothing,
just.
it's just
They say, if you say something or see something, say it, and it just doesn't sit right with
No,
me,
no,
so I
I
had to come
understand.
and.
No, I completely understand. Anytime, ladies, okay?
Thank you so much.
Of course. Have a good day.
The pieces are all fitting together for investigators. Now they have a crime scene and a possible confession written in text between classmates.
Man, ain't no
By
way.
the next day, Wednesday, police confidently say they can ID the body. It was him, the missing Miramar High School student, DJ Grant. But who killed him and why? The group chat the tipster shared with police might have been written off by some as immature gossip or an adolescent attempt to seem tough, but to investigators, it's as good as gold. Text messages reveal the names of 3 persons of interest in the case. 17-year-old Andre Dexter Clements, 16-year-old Jaslyn Smith, and 17-year-old Christy Parisian.
Man, don't tell me these kids threw their life away.
Investigators waste no time in tracking them down.
Miramar Police Department.
Miramar Police Department.
Yes.
How you doing, ma'am?
I'm waiting for my sister to go over there. What happened?
Are you the only one here?
Christy?
Is Christy here?
No.
Are you Christy?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's my daughter.
No, I'm saying, is anybody else in the house?
No.
Okay. Do you mind talking to us outside for a minute?
Huh?
Do you mind talking to us? I have Detective Woods here.
Hello.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Good.
I heard the message. I was at work. I don't know. I don't have why. I'm waiting for my sister to go over there. I got the message.
You got the come over here.
What happened?
I just need to speak to you over here for a second.
Oh, Lord.
So, right now there's an investigation, and I guess it's your daughter?
Yeah, that's my daughter.
Your daughter, her name came up. So, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to keep you out of the house for now.
Me?
Yes. Nothing has to do with you personally, but we have to keep everybody out of the apartment. So, if there's anybody else in there that's in there.
No, the sister, she's at work. What now?
But nobody else is inside?
No, only 2 of us.
You got shoes on? Okay. There's nobody else inside right now?
No.
Okay. So we have detectives that are going to get a search warrant. Okay. So right now, we're just going to make sure nobody's inside, and then we're going to close the door. And then we're going to wait for the warrant to get here.
When I can come back. When I come back, no?
As soon as you're done with the search warrant, then
Today? No, not today.
Okay, today.
Even though Christy's mom is not under arrest and police do not have a warrant, they prohibit her from going inside her apartment to grab her phone.
Can I take my phone to call my sister? Is okay? Take my phone? My phone is right there. Can I call her? Because I'm working on her to go.
Well, right now at this point, we are.
I've never saw an investigation go like this. Like, I mean, maybe it should be like this with more, but she can't even go back in there and walk in there to get her phone. I get they got to do a safety check, or what they're going to call it, to go in and make sure there's nobody else in there and not look for nothing until they obtain the search warrant. It's crazy.
They gave you, notice that nobody can go back inside.
Can you check my phone for me? This is what there, by the way. You see my phone right there?
We really got to follow protocol on this one.
Oh my God.
Who's this?
That's my phone.
No, I mean, who am I listening to?
The police did with the message?
Christy's mom stands outside with police as they wait for another member of law enforcement to arrive with a warrant. She's patient and polite. She even allows one officer to listen to a voice message her daughter left earlier that day.
Good morning, sis. How you doing, Miss Parker? Good morning.
The officer returns the phone to Christy's mom, who doesn't seem to have any additional information for police. According to her, she's also been trying to get in touch with Christy.
So are you going to be around here? Are you sticking around here? Or are you leaving?
Leaving where?
You're not going anywhere, right?
No, I was going to the police station.
No, I mean right now.
I'm looking for my sister to go to the police station because my sister drives.
Okay. Well, don't go too far because when we're done, we're going to need you here.
No, I'm just going to the police station. That's it. To see what happened. That's why. To see what happened. That's it. I'm not going nowhere because I don't know where to go.
I mean, honestly, you go to the police station, they're not going to tell you anything. How old is your daughter?
What she what now?
How old is she?
She's 17.
Oh, she's a juvenile. I mean, you can do what you want. I just don't want you to go too far.
Because Christy is under 18, her mom has the right to accompany her during any questioning by police. The officer takes her phone number so they can stay in touch if she decides to leave. By now, police have already spoken with 17-year-old Christy, who is sometimes called Chrissy by friends. Next on their list is Jaslyn Smith. They track her down and speak with her outside her family's apartment at about 11 p.m. that night.
Jaslyn, did you hurt this person? No. Because I didn't hit him or anything. I was just told to push him and make sure he stayed in the car. I'm sorry, I didn't hear it. I was.
Yeah, it's real crazy. Before you came in, they actually found the teenager like over in the bush, and it's supposed to be like some kind of text message thread that the kids was actually bragging about unaliving a child. Well, the teenager, I guess, due to some kind of gang initiation. It's crazy.
So to push him and make sure he stays in the corner.
Which is what we figured after seeing that, you're a good kid.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Honestly,
You be careful on that road too.
I've been 100% honest with you.
I know.
100%.
I know. But I need to know, like, does this implicate my child in this action of what happened?
I don't know exactly what happened. You're telling me that you were told to do something. I don't know what you did. I don't know what you didn't do.
She said that she was told to keep him in a corner.
Andre.
I mean, what the F happened to make them do all these kids and grandmother? Oh, it's two different stories. The first story was a grandmama and 4 grandkids unalive and 1 grandchild injured in a car wreck by a drunk driver in Miami Gardens. This is just a second story that I'm running. So the first one was they was going to the movies. So the grandmama, it was actually 5 grandkids in the car. One of them actually lived. The other 4 was unalive. And then there was 5 other people. Well, 4 other people that actually went to the emergency room as well. But them 5 didn't make it. It's crazy. What's up, D Money? I appreciate you, big dog. Appreciate you coming through, big dog.
Okay.
Andre told me that somebody had pissed him off, or somebody that was messing with somebody else's girl or something. It had to do with some type of chick. And that he was upset and that he needed some backup for his fight. He told me it was just a fight.
I want to make sure that you both understand, because I've said this already to you in the past, that you guys don't have to.
Y'all hear that? Tell your kids, your nephews, your nieces, your grandkids, whoever. Never go with a group of friends talking about fight somebody. You never know what them friends got in mind, what they're gonna do, or even what can happen to you.
To stay here, you do not have to talk to me.
Are you gonna arrest my child?
No, I'm not gonna arrest your child. I'm not. But I want to
You
make
know,
sure that
there's
you
definitely something
understand
going
that.
on
She is 16.
every day.
I'm being completely honest with you. I want to hear what she has to say, but I wanted to reiterate, because I said it to you and she wasn't here. That's all. Okay? Do you understand? Do you understand what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying, but I don't want to go to some police station and leave without my daughter.
I'm just saying, you don't have to. We have to call this house, but you guys don't have to stay here. That's all I'm saying.
Detectives are still building their case, so they aren't making an official arrest quite yet. But Smith seems ready to talk, and her mom doesn't object, so the police let her share her version of what happened.
He told me to dress up in all black and follow him.
Andre?
Yes. I wore a do-rag and everything. He just said, do this for me. Just help me out with a fight. We're fine.
You hear that? The other kid tell her to dress in all black. Like, what the? Damn video games, man. And it look like her mother's like supportive. Like, don't look like, man, let's go.
We walked all the way there. And we walked up the stairway. And Chrissy was there. Chrissy had seduced him, from what I know. I was trying to just pretend and forget that it didn't happen. I already knew that something like this was going to happen. I already knew the cops were going to show up sooner or later. And I already started preparing myself for the worst, Mom. What do you mean by preparing yourself for the worst? If they send me away, Mom.
So it took another young lady to seduce the boy, I guess, to get him outside or get him downstairs. Actually, man, this shit is, man, these kids these days, boy, they come up with some shit, boy. Let's go. Well, Mama, she so.
Because by everything I've already said, I'm an accomplice. And I know this. And I'm sorry. Come here. I can't. Come here.
Thank you for coming through, man.
The
Melanated
female
Queen,
officer
thank
on
you.
scene can be seen
Good morning.
laughing out of Smith's sight, but the scene is anything but funny.
Good morning.
One teenager has been killed, and another has confessed to her involvement in the crime. Smith has also given investigators a motive and the name of the mastermind behind it all. 17-year-old Andre Clements.
And I appreciate you.
Did
Thank
you know
for
that your
that.
personal
Thank you for
data
that.
is being harvested and sold online by data brokers? Anyone can buy your personal details. When this happens, you're at risk for a whole host of things like identity theft, becoming the target of phishing scams, potential stalking, and honestly, a ton more. And that's why I'm so happy to tell you about our sponsor, Delete Me. Delete Me helps keep your
All
personal
right.
info
Let's
private.
go, Otis.
I
Nobody come
use
to see
Delete
you.
Me, and honestly, it's crazy what I found. They found 1,047 data brokers with my personal information and very quickly removed my data from 215 total listings. Doing that myself would have taken me a full 8-hour workday. And they're going to keep monitoring the sites for you to make sure your info doesn't end up back on there after the first removal.
All right,
Using
bro.
Delete Me has given me peace of mind about my family too, because if someone buys your data via a data broker, they can see info about your relatives too. So right now, you can get 20% off Delete Me and protect your personal data. Go to joindeleteme.com/investigates and use the promo code investigates at checkout. That's joindeleteme.com/investigates, promo code investigates. When Clements found himself involved in a high school love triangle with an alleged ex-girlfriend and DJ Grant, Smith says it drove him to murder, and he needed recruits.
So I'd like for you to kind of tell me step by step on how everything occurred, you know, from how it all started, how you even got notified or whatever, and then moving forward from there. Yes. Okay? And just take your time with it, you know, step by step as best as you can. Yeah, I might have questions for you here and there. If I interrupt you, I'm not trying to be rude. I'm sorry. I just want to make sure, you know, I get certain details here and there, okay? But yeah, go ahead. You can just start.
Before Sunday, before he came over.
Who's he?
Andre.
Andre's from school also?
Yes.
Do you know his last name?
Clements.
Clements?
Clements.
M-M-E-T-S? Okay. Is he, what grade is he in?
He's a senior.
A senior?
This year.
Okay. All right, so you were saying?
Before he ever came over, he told me on Friday, I believe it was Friday, that he had a situation that he needed to deal with, and he was wondering if I could help him out with a fight. Me knowing that I used to fight in elementary and used to be a bad kid-ish outside of school, I had agreed because he's a good friend of mine. I'm like, it's just a fight.
Okay.
So, on to Sunday, he had said he was going to be coming over at around 6. Okay. He came over at least 6:45, close to 7 o'clock.
Okay.
And he had proceeded to tell me the whole scenario of we're going to get dressed in all black. You're going to wear clothes that you don't care about.
Man.
You're going to wear gloves. You're going to wear do-rag. I know the whole layout of the building and everything that we need to do this. Get dressed.
Man, these kids are actually like a whole plot to murder one of their classmates. Man, these kids got to be stopped, man.
Wait, and then we'll go.
Okay.
We had gotten dressed, we had prepared. My mom had gotten home. We had told her that we were going to go on a walk. We had left the house immediately with me, Andre, and Chrissy. And we had left the complex all the way down. He was explaining to me that the person that me and him were going to fight with, and Chrissy was going to seduce to get him to come downstairs, had messed with a girl that he knew and had, essentially from what I know.
Okay.
This is what he had told me.
Do y'all hear that? They playing it all the way down to the seduction. Man, they gonna throw the book at these kids.
And on the way there, he's telling me exactly where we're going to walk, exactly how we're going to walk, exactly what we're going to do, and what we're going to wait for a signal. And I was like, okay, it's just a fight. We had walked up the stairs. We had walked through the front gates of the complex.
Do you remember which complex it was?
What's up, Tony Vance?
I do know that it's the complex next to the old house that we used to live to. We had walked in fully. We were wearing gloves, 2 sets. We had on all black from head to toe. We had on our hoodies, and we had on do-rags to cover our eyebrows and facial hair and anything like that.
Okay.
We had masks on as well. We had walked out and COVID masks? Yeah. We had walked out and we were immediately when we got in there, we had walked over to where the staircase stairwell was, while even telling me to move this way to avoid the camera and to avoid being seen.
Okay.
Man.
We had walked through there. He said there was no cameras there, so we had relaxed and chilled out more. And I'm just thinking this is a fight. Right. And I'm thinking the reason why we have him all black is, if he would fight him, because he seemed pretty upset over the whole situation of what was going on. Like, okay, maybe he's gonna fight him and there's gonna be blood, and he's just like, I don't need you going to put blood on you.
Right,
or being seen, or your mom just like seeing anything like that. So we had walked up the stairs while Chrissy stayed downstairs and made a call or a text saying that she was here. Me and him were upstairs. He's just talking to me. We're relaxed. We're chill. And then he got a signal from Chrissy to walk downstairs. We walk downstairs, and he tells me to wait on the top of the stairs. And he had a weapon with him. He told me to hold the weapon.
What?
We had gloves on at this time still. We had walked down the stairs. He had approached the boy, and Chrissy had moved back and walked down the stairs fully.
Did you know this boy or no? Okay.
When boy tried to make a run for it after Andre approached him and was like, yeah, we have a problem. And he has me standing behind him with a weapon. So he tells me, Chrissy looked at me and he made a run for it. And I'm like, okay, weapon's just for intimidation. I'm gonna put this down. I ran and I helped Andre to tackle him and put him onto the ground.
But, of course, the weapon wasn't just for intimidation, and this wasn't just a fight. This was a murder plot being acted out in broad daylight by a love-scorned teenager and 2 girls who agreed to go along for the ride.
Andre is talking to him saying,
man, do y'all hear this? They planned it out to the T, from where the cameras was to what they was going to wear to how they was going to lure him outside, chased him down. Now, she says she dropped the weapon, but let's see how the weapon get utilized. Let's see.
Everything he has to get off of his chest and saying how mad he is. And then he proceeded to say, you know what I have to do, right? That I have to hurt you. Like, I have to get you back for what you did. And the boy is like, you don't have to do this. I won't bother you. I won't say nothing. I haven't seen you guys. I won't say anything. Nothing. And
I'm just thinking, okay, Andre's probably going to hit him or punch him, and then everything else is just, he's just gonna get into a fight. We're gonna leave. Andre asked for the weapon after explaining to him that he was going to kill the other. He had asked for the weapon, and I just handed it to him. I'm like, I don't know about this, but I'm like, okay, maybe you're joking, because me and Andre are playful. We like to mess around, and we do like play fight, and we're just very like sibling type relationship.
Right.
Maybe she get the deal. I mean, she's being very honest. She's even admitting to actually giving him the weapon. Like,
and he had taken the weapon, and he had pushed the other boy into the corner, and he was begging not to get hurt. And I'm just thinking, Andre's just gonna hit him. And Andre told me to come here and help him. And I was like, okay, you can do what you want to do. You can punch him or something. And I'm just holding him. And then Andre proceeds to rapidly punch him. And then after a while, Chrissy said, there's a lot of cars here. There's a lot of people watching. There's kids out. You need to hurry it up. So like, Andre, do what you gotta do. Just hurry it up. We gotta go. He proceeded to take out a small weapon and attempt to
I'm sorry?
attempt to stab him.
Okay.
And he was failing, and I was just like, okay, I can see it because I'm holding his legs. So I'm in a position where I'm holding both of his legs, and I'm wrapped around his under torso, and I just feel poking right here. And I'm wondering what that is. And the other boy, he has the weapon just like waving it, just like trying to not get harmed. And then he had another smaller weapon, and he took that out, and he stabbed him right here.
Where's right here? On the neck, like back side of the neck?
Like side.
On the right side?
Did you do right side?
Man, that is
According to
crazy.
Smith's story, the only fight that took place that afternoon was DJ Grant's fight for his life. And despite her claim that she didn't know the full extent of Andre's plan, Smith admits to helping hold Grant still, even after Andre stabs him.
Also, the boy was just like, you're gonna kill me. Just choke me out or like end it, because he kept going in and out. He's like, choke me out, end it, stab me, do something.
That's crazy.
Andre stabbed him again. And he had told me, and Chrissy, he had told me to get Chrissy and get cleaning supplies. And at this time,
These kids are crazy, man. Please don't forget hit that like button as you come in or pass by. Thank you, Miss Parker. Thank you, sis. Yeah, bro. This man, they playing it to the T. Everything but the getaway part of it. Like these, and how they caught them, they put the messages in a group chat. It's crazy, man.
the gloves that we were having on, wearing were ripping and torn, and I was getting nervous, and I was getting scared. And I wasn't showing any of it because I'm just like, if I show this, they're gonna know that I'm like, I can't do this, and I'm like freaking out. So I'm like, I'll do what you say. I didn't tell them this, but I'm like, I'll do what you say. It's what it is, and whatever happens, happens.
It is what it is. Smith's demeanor feels cold for someone who supposedly didn't expect the altercation to go down this way. But then, once the story of Grant's death is told, Smith seems to slip up and reveal something to officers that contradicts her original story.
So I had helped Andre move him a certain direction under the cameras, under the one camera that we saw right there, and into the bushes. And at this time, we both had not eaten. We both were exhausted. So he's like, push me back here. to the bushes and just leave him there. We'll figure out what to do with him at a different time. And I'm just saying, okay, because prior to
This is, I mean, that's basically all the kids have to think about now these days, from music to TV shows. Yes, I agree. I agree. Like this, did you hear what they say? Like they knew how to position themselves and move the body to avoid the cameras. And I get where a lot of people say it starts at home, but this child right here, her mother's there like the whole step of the way, and she's very respectable. So like sometimes I just don't think maybe home is not enough. Like you said, music and to TV shows. That's crazy. And cold-blooded murderers, man.
this, he had told me that this was the first person he had ever killed.
Prior to he had told you that?
When we were at the house, when we were just talking about the whole plan of what to do, what was going to happen, but he never told me that he was going to kill somebody until at this time. You know, like, this is the first person. But leave it here. I'll ask Chrissy. We're going to leave.
Clements had spoken to Smith about killing Grant while they were still getting ready at her house, before they met with Parisian, and before they lured Grant to the stairwell where he ultimately met his demise. After the teens dragged Grant's body into the bushes, they cleaned up and sealed their supplies and weapons in a bag that Smith hid in her jacket. Then they removed their gloves and walked back to the complex Smith lived. They found an open, grassy area outside the complex, clearly visible to residents who happened to be looking, and set out to dispose of the evidence. They started what Smith calls a bonfire with gasoline. They threw bloody clothes in the middle, gathered around it, and talked. As they watched the blood-soaked fabric burn.
Man, do y'all hear this? They're concealing it better than some grown folks. All the evidence in a bag. A bonfire, burning the clothing. Man, this shit's scary.
They shared their fears and wondered what would happen next. That's when a security guard for the apartment complex approached them. Now they had a witness, not only to the crime itself, but the aftermath. And to make matters worse, he wasn't the only one. Someone else had alerted him. And as she would later tell police, she remembered everything.
I saw the tape, I remember everything. And the two girls, they were just standing there, but they weren't moving much. The chubby girl, she was just like moving back and forth, like standing in the same spot, but moving a little bit. And then the guy was moving around the fire, just throwing more gasoline.
What was he? What did you see him throw?
It was like a bottle. It was like the normal bottles that
like a bottle that you use for like a barbecue, or
yeah, like it looked like I don't have a water bottle, but it just looked like one of those normal bottles with, like, you know how it's say when you go to a restaurant, it's like ketchup.
Okay.
Yeah, like he was just throwing the gasoline.
Like that.
Those. He was just walking around the fire and he was just throwing more in the fire, which is getting big.
And what was it?
I don't know. I just know, like, it looked like some type of material. It didn't look like, because we have like a lot of ducks. It didn't look like they killed a duck or something. It looked like it was a material that they were.
Okay, like material, like clothes, something of material type. Okay. And did you recognize any of them?
No, because it was pretty far, but seeing them on the news, their faces, that's when That's when you could
You
like
remember that
yes.
they were the same ones
Yes.
that you saw that night.
Yes.
Okay, and then when you saw that fire happening, what did you decide to do after that?
Honestly, since they were doing it on the grass, I felt kind of unsafe that they would probably like go to the certain point to spread the fire because they're teenagers. So I just like I just slowly like I walked really fast, and I went to the other side of Sherman Circle, like the other side of the complex of Lake Vista.
So the other side of where the leasing offices.
Mm-hmm.
So you were able to see their face clearly. If you were ever able to see them again, you would recognize them.
I didn't see their face, but I saw their body shape, and seeing them on the photos, you could picture them, especially the chubby girl. It was very noticeable. I could see her braids. Okay. And the kids.
And you did alert the security guard.
Yes.
Of the fire.
Yes.
And that's when he was made aware. Okay.
Is there anything else you can think of about that night that kind of stood out to you?
Man, these kids ruin their life.
Not really. I just saw their emotions, and right when I came to my apartment, they were.
What did they appear like?
You could feel the traumatization from them, and you could feel like they were scared, but you could also feel like they had that energy of the way of thinking like he deserved it. Like you could notice that.
Okay.
And right when I went to my apartment, I immediately went to my balcony to see if they were still there, but they were gone really fast.
Right. And all you saw was
all I saw was the burnt grass.
Now investigators have security footage of the teens in all black, eyewitnesses who saw Clements, Parisian, and Smith burning the evidence, and Smith's long-winded confession that she gave police in the squad car. All they needed now was the weapon, and that, it turned out, would be the most shocking part of the crime.
You had said that the weapon that Andre was using, he used it to stab the boy. I'm assuming it's a knife then that he had?
There is a knife and there is a longer sword.
A longer what?
Sword.
A sword. Okay. Do you know what ended up happening with those? So it was a small knife and then the long sword?
Yes.
Okay.
A sword. Now that complicates things for Smith. The officers know that it's possible Andre Clements could have concealed a knife from Smith and Parisian, but to miss that he carried a sword all the way from her apartment to the complex where they met up with Grant, that seems unlikely to detectives.
When he first came here, before all this started, right? When he first showed up at your house, he got here with, you said it was a collection, right? The small ones was a part of a collection?
The small ones I didn't see, but they were like either in his pocket or in the bag that he had brought.
Okay. And I guess one of them stayed behind, and then he took one small one, and then the big sword also. So you saw the big sword when he first showed up here in the first place?
Not when I didn't see it exactly. I only saw that there was a bag with it, and I was like, okay. Because somebody else had taken everything out of the house behind us, and I didn't know where that was. And I believe it was either in like a jacket with him or with Chrissy in an extra jacket or in a bag with them.
Okay.
I didn't see it. I wasn't paying much attention.
Maybe Smith wasn't paying attention, but law enforcement are locked in. By now, detectives have a mountain of evidence that they hope will prove pivotal moments in Smith's story to be true and others false. Security footage from the apartment complex shows the three teens in black as they walk to ambush Grant by the stairwell, just like Smith alleged. One camera even captured Grant's final moments. Another what appears to be footage of the teens dragging Grant's body into the bushes. But some pieces of Smith's story aren't adding up. Police confiscate and download the teens' phones to get the full truth. Smith's claim that she thought it was just a fight, well, text messages tell a different story. One message read, "Murder will definitely happen soon."
Wow.
Within days, police detained Smith, Parisian, and Clements. All 3 teens are charged as adults and receive the same charges of tampering with evidence and conspiracy to commit murder.
Good.
Smith and Parisian are also charged with murder in the 2nd degree. Clements, who authorities allege orchestrated the killing from the start and drove the sword through DJ Grant's chest, was charged with premeditated murder in the 1st degree.
Let's go.
Smith and Parisian plead guilty and are sentenced to 25 years. After their release, they'll each serve an additional 10 years probation. On February 18th, 2025, 20-year-old Andre Clements pleaded guilty to murder, tampering with evidence, and conspiracy to commit murder. He was sentenced to 40 years in prison plus lifetime probation. NBC Miami reported that the presiding judge left the courtroom in tears.
Man, that story was crazy. What? That is crazy. That man, these kids, man. I don't even know no more. All right. I'm gonna do one more. This is crazy. They orchestrated a whole unaliving. Who-wee? This one right here, teen unaliver last after realizing victim is unalived.
I will murder you. I will murder you.
These kids, man, listen.
I will murder you. I will murder you. I will murder you.
Ashley Bocanegra, Antonetta Stevens, and Daniel Gonzalez all moved to Georgia to start new lives. And for a while, they did just that. That said, old passions eventually bubbled to the surface, and before long, they fell into a contentious, tragic, and ultimately fatal love triangle. Before we begin, we would like to express our sincerest condolences to the victim's family. Ashley Bocanegra was a beautiful young woman with a magnetic personality. According to her friends and family, she was typically the center of attention as soon as she walked in a room. Ashley was born and raised in New York, but eventually moved to Beaufort, Georgia, about 40 miles or 65 kilometers northeast of Atlanta. By the summer of 2022, she had a 7-year-old son with a man named Daniel Gonzalez, who also lived in Beaufort. The fact that Ashley and Daniel had both moved to Georgia is pretty telling, and it probably wasn't by chance. They had a passionate on-again, off-again relationship for years, but at that point, they were both in serious relationships with other people. Daniel was engaged to a woman named Antonetta Stevens, who he had known for about 5 years. Ashley was engaged as well, but they saw each other all the time because she was Daniel's supervisor at Floor and Decor, where they both worked the night shift. They allegedly regularly had relations at work when no one else was around, but for some reason, Daniel told his 17-year-old sister Janine about the affair in early August. This was odd because he knew that Janine and Antonetta were best friends. In fact, Janine felt...
What? Man, people are...
like Antonetta was more of a sister to her than Daniel was a brother. Janine initially promised Daniel that she would keep the secret to herself, but she broke down and told Antonetta almost immediately. Shortly thereafter, they saw Daniel and Ashley walking together at a convenience store near their apartment. Antonetta suspected that Daniel had been cheating on her for some time, and at that point, she knew that her womanly intuition had to be spot on. Needless to say, she was hurt, confused, and downright angry. After all, she was under the impression that they had moved to Georgia to get married, raise their children, and put their pasts behind them. But now, the man of her dreams was cheating on her with a beautiful young woman who was his ex-lover, his boss, and the mother of his son. Shortly after 12 noon on Thursday, August the 11th of 2022, 30-year-old Ashley Bocanegra showed up at the Preston Hills at Mill Creek apartment complex in Beaufort, where Daniel, Antonetta, and Janine lived. Later, Daniel claimed that he was asleep and that he didn't know she was coming, but Antonetta and Janine were definitely expecting her. They left the apartment as soon as she arrived because they wanted to confront her in the parking lot. Antonetta and Ashley began walking around one another menacingly as soon as they made eye contact. Meanwhile, 17-year-old Janine filmed the unfolding drama on her cell phone. It was obvious from their body language that Antonetta and Ashley were about to get into a physical altercation. Antonetta was bigger and stronger than Ashley, and she immediately grabbed her hair and threw her to the ground. Ashley's head banged on the blacktop as Antonetta held her down and told her that she would fucking murder her. The fight was lopsided from the very beginning. While Ashley was on the ground, Antonetta snatched the cell phone out of her hand and gave it to Janine before resuming the assault. Ashley repeatedly told Antonetta to get off of her and let her up. We don't know exactly what happened next because the authorities did not release all of the footage on the grounds that it was too violent and disturbing. However, Antonetta clearly held Ashley on the ground and continued to assault her, and Janine eventually joined in and delivered a few hearty kicks to her head as well. Moments later, witnesses saw them dragging Ashley through the parking lot by her hair. Antonetta told Ashley to say hi to Daniel a number of times. She also said that she couldn't believe that she and Daniel had had relations at work and that she was going to tell her boss and get her fired. She also claimed that Daniel had told her it was okay if she went outside and fucked her up. Eventually, it seemed like Antonetta was about to let Ashley up, but Janine chimed in and told her not to stop. After another round of blows, they left Ashley in a heap on the pavement and walked back to the apartment with her phone. They originally planned on calling or texting her fiancé to tell him about the affair, but they never got around to it. The altercation only lasted a few minutes, and someone from the leasing office eventually called 911. Ashley was in bad shape, but she managed to get up and walk to the apartment because she wanted her phone back. Antonetta returned her phone, and by then Daniel was out of bed because of the yelling and arguing that had woken him up. He went to the door to see what was going on and instantly recognized that Alicia and Antonetta had been in a fight. But at that point, Ashley's injuries didn't look that serious. She was able to walk normally, and other than a few puffy red areas, her face wasn't that swollen. She eventually made her way back to her own apartment, but she was in far worse condition by the time her fiancé got home later that afternoon. He immediately drove her to the hospital where emergency room doctors determined that she had fractured ribs and several internal injuries.
So you out there fighting and you been cheating with somebody who has somebody and you got a whole fiance at home. Boy, I tell you.
And to make matters worse, her face and neck had become so swollen that she was having trouble breathing on her own. Officers arrived to investigate the incident shortly after the 911 call came in. When Daniel answered the door, they asked if they could speak with the two women who were involved in the altercation.
She's been sleeping with my fiance. She works over there. She's his manager, and she keeps on forcing him to have sex with her after he'd been cut it off, or she's going to fire him. And we ended up fighting right there because she approached my home.
Antonetta immediately told them that Ashley came to her home, that she was Daniel's manager at work, and that she forced him to have relations with her at work after he had tried to end the relationship on multiple occasions. She also told them that Ashley repeatedly called and texted her that morning to let her know that she was coming.
See them walking together, and you're a woman, you know our intuition. I know that's the girl. I seen her, we argued yesterday, he broke it up, it was fine. This morning now, she's calling, texting, saying that she's gonna be coming here. I waited for her.
The officers left without making any arrests because they weren't sure who had started the fight. They even called and spoke with Ashley at the hospital just to get her side of the story. To their surprise, she said that she didn't know Antonetta Stevens or Janine Gonzalez and that she wasn't sleeping with anyone's fiancé. Ashley seemed fine during their call, but her condition deteriorated to such an extent that ER doctors decided to fly her to another hospital with more experienced surgeons. But sadly, she died later that afternoon before they could perform what may have been life-saving surgeries. Now, with a possible murder on their hands, Gwinnett County detectives returned to Antonetta and Daniel's apartment later that night. Daniel was not home at the time. Antonetta and Janine were, but neither showed even the slightest bit of emotion when Detective Carter told them that Ashley was dead.
Well, we just got another call about it. So I guess the girl went to the hospital and she died. She died? She's dead. So, but we know that there was like an altercation that happened beforehand.
And that was mutual, and she came here.
Yeah, we understand that.
Yeah.
So, but because of it,
wasn't going to kill anybody.
Yeah,
I'm not that person.
I get it.
Yeah.
But because of that, we have to kind of talk to you guys and get a more formal.
Let's see how that mutual thing worked in Florida. She tried it.
Statement.
Sure. Okay. Wow. I'm so sorry.
Antonetta did say that she was sorry and that she never intended to kill anyone, but she reminded the detectives that Ashley came to her home. This statement was obviously meant to place some or all of the blame on the victim. The implication was that the fight never would have happened and that Ashley would still be alive if she had not come around looking for trouble. Antonetta also told detectives that she was suffering from depression and bipolar disorder because she and Daniel moved to Georgia to start new lives, and she never thought that he would cheat on her with another coworker.
Basically, cheat on me with someone at the workplace. You know what I'm saying?
So we would like to get like a formal statement. So we're going to ask that you come up to our headquarters and talk to us.
It's just right up the street.
Detectives did not question Janine at the apartment, but they were pretty sure she participated in the fatal fight. A few minutes after arriving, they asked Antonetta and Janine to come to the police station just down the road so they could ask them a few questions. It's unclear if Antonetta and Janine were transported to the police station in the same vehicle, but they were placed in separate interrogation rooms immediately after arriving. Antonetta's demeanor and body language were relatively somber, but she told detectives that she didn't go out looking for trouble and that she never intended to get into a fight with Ashley. She also expressed remorse for her death, but again, she made it clear that she came to her home where she lived with her fiancé Daniel and their children. This was exactly what she said earlier that day, but Antonetta eventually hung her head and said that it was all too much. And shortly thereafter, she told detectives that she wasn't going to say any more and that she wanted an attorney.
I will say that, I don't go out looking to harm anybody. That's not my intention. I do feel, very remorseful about anything that has happened with that young lady. I'll also say that,
they killed me when they already said it too much, and then ask for a lawyer. Now, they already going to use everything you already said against you.
It wasn't my intention to even get into an altercation with her today. She came over to my place of residence looking for my fiance. We argued. I was hit. We fought. I feel really bad, but, I don't know. I'm just, this is just too much.
Okay. You okay?
No, I'm not. I'm just, I have kids. I don't know how to feel, man.
On the other hand, Janine was surprisingly talkative and upbeat in the other interrogation room just down the hall. She started by telling detectives Araya and Carter that Antonetta and Daniel hadn't been on good terms and that they had been arguing a lot. Janine said things got worse after an incident with the in-laws on a recent trip to Florida where they attended a family member's wedding. She told them that Daniel told her about the affair with Ashley and that she, in turn, told Antonetta because she was closer to her than she was to her own brother. Then Janine described Antonetta's reaction to the news and told investigators that they saw Daniel and Ashley walking together near Quick Trip the very next day.
Told her what happened. He explained what she did or whatever. She was like, oh, really? And she's upset or whatever. I was like, don't tell him that I told you because he's going to be mad at me.
Right.
According to Janine, Ashley came to the apartment because Antonetta and Daniel were splitting up, and she was kicking him out of the apartment. She readily admitted that there was a fight that afternoon and that she and Antonetta took Ashley's phone. However, she said they only took it because they wanted to call her fiancé to tell him that Ashley was cheating on him.
And Antonetta saw the messages, so she decides, like, yeah, now she's about to.
Why she know somebody has been unalive? She's still sitting there smiling.
Come see you. Now I'm about to beat her up because you just saved me from her the other day. No, you know that's how it was. So she's coming. So Antonetta and me, we go, and she comes to the house. You know, big fight. Big fight. So after the fight, we took her phone. We were going to call her husband to let her know that, you know, just to stir some out.
She also told them that Ashley came to the apartment when the fight was over and that they gave her phone back, and that they had no idea what happened after that because they closed the door and went back inside.
I don't know what the hell happened after.
Next, Detective Araya asked Janine if she had ever been in a fight. She said that she had, and she got a little flirty when he told her she had wide shoulders and an athletic build.
I really look athletic.
Yeah, you look good play. Yeah, you got some shoulders on you.
Why would you do that? You don't know if I really care about these shoulders.
Janine already knew that Ashley was dead and that she was involved in the fight that led to her death. But even so, she was smiley and lighthearted throughout the entire interview. To be fair, she was only 17 years old, and as such, it's possible that she did not understand the magnitude of the situation. Then again, she may have known full well how serious things were. If so, acting inappropriately casual and friendly may have been the only way she knew how to deal with the stress. Whatever the case, Janine described the fight and admitted that she did more than just hold the camera. She said she was surprised that Ashley kept talking during the fight, even though she was the one getting beaten up.
How do you feel about that? Like, how did that happen?
It was very vivid. It happens so fast. You know, fights are just like a blur when it happens.
Yeah.
But
where was she? I know you said earlier she came looking for him.
She came because he was getting kicked out, and she wanted to be a little writer.
Mm-hmm.
When she knows she a side chick and she got a husband at home, like, girl.
I know she's breaking up a happy home, but where was she at? Like,
no, she has a husband as well.
Yeah, no, but where was she at?
What do you mean?
You said she came and looked for him. Where was she at? How did y'all make contact with her?
Through messages.
Where did you meet up?
She was in our complex. I guess she lives like right near us.
Detectives established a good rapport with Janine in the early going, but the atmosphere in the room changed instantly when they confronted her with the glaring inconsistency in her story. She initially claimed that Ashley was texting Antonetta that morning. However, the detectives knew that she and Antonetta took Daniel's phone while he was sleeping and used it to lure Ashley to the apartment complex.
How did you guys find the messages again?
His phone.
Okay. Did you find it or did she find it?
She found it.
Antoinette?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How did she, like, where were you at? Did you come, how did that happen?
She came to me, we were reading messages. And we were like, yeah, that's the girl that we just saw. Yeah. Yeah.
Did you guys text her?
Mm-mm. What do you mean?
Did you guys send messages to her?
17 years old and just cold-hearted. 17.
No, we don't got her number.
No, I mean from his phone.
Oh, from his phone?
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't think so. No.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You sure?
Yeah.
Because you messed up your story a little bit. I already read the messages. You messed up a little bit.
What was the messages?
He wasn't getting kicked out.
Oh, yes, he was.
Mm-mm.
I don't know. What the hell?
At the end of the interview, Janine seemed mildly amused when detectives told her that she was being charged with robbery.
Robbery.
She laughed and admitted that they took Ashley's phone, but she reminded them that they gave it back later. After this short exchange, they told Janine that she was also going to be charged with murder.
I told you she wasn't leaving unless we gave her back her phone. We just did it so we could call her husband, but we changed our mind.
Okay.
Yeah, in front of Dale. She got her phone back.
She say it was okay for you to take it?
No.
Okay, yeah, that's a
That's
robbery.
robbery.
Other charge is murder.
Murder?
Yep. You're being charged with murder.
Me?
Yep.
Oh, now you want to.
That's too bad.
Janine said it was crazy, that life was crazy, and that it was too bad. According to her, all she did was pull Ashley's hair.
I barely laid hands on her. All I did was pull her.
Oh, yeah.
At the end of the interview, Janine laughed and joked with the photographer who took her mugshot. She and Antonetta were arrested and charged with robbery, aggravated battery, and felony murder, and
Man,
transported to
wrong?
the Gwinnett County Jail, where they were held without bond. Daniel had injuries all over his back and shoulders when Gwinnett homicide detectives showed up at his apartment later that night. He couldn't say how he got the injuries, but Antonetta may have attacked him before or after the altercation with Ashley. Whatever the case, it was apparent from the very beginning that he had feelings for Ashley and that he was concerned for her. He even gave detectives his phone and told them that they could search through his call and text records to help them figure out who instigated the fight.
The only thing she said is, "Why would you do this to me?" And I told her, like, we're not, like, the love interest is gone. Everything, like, I told her this yesterday. When she saw me walking with this girl.
Oh, okay.
And I stopped her. I was like, you're not gonna fight her because of what we're going through. It's not her fault, you know.
Did she message
Ashley
from your phone,
and I'm pretty sure
pretending to be you?
Yes.
Then, when he asked how Ashley was, they told him they had just found out from the hospital that she had died from her injuries.
Oh, man.
Is she hurt?
I see.
Like, real bad? So, honestly, I'm not gonna make a show. I'm not gonna go and yell. I'm not gonna go call her. I just want to know.
Well, yeah, we got a call from the hospital a little while ago, and she actually passed away from.
No, stop playing with me, please.
Seriously.
Please stop playing with me. Please stop playing with me.
Sit down,
Please
sit down,
stop
sit down,
playing
sit down,
with me.
sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down.
Please stop playing with me.
Shh, breathe, breathe, breathe. Breathe.
Please stop playing with me, man.
Breathe. Breathe. Look at me, look at me. Breathe.
Always.
During the trial, prosecutors relied heavily on the footage taken by Janine before, during, and after
now
the
she
fight.
crying.
Janine's attorneys claimed that she played a minor role in the attack and reminded everyone that she was a minor at the time. They even described her as a bystander and said that, if anything, she should have been charged with involuntary manslaughter instead of murder. But unsurprisingly, this tactic backfired when prosecutors showed the footage in which Antonetta asked her if she wanted any of this. Janine clearly said, "I do," then kicked Ashley in the head at least 3 times while she was on the ground. Another pivotal moment in the trial came when prosecutors presented the autopsy report. According to the medical examiner, Ashley's death was caused by a rupture of the right adrenal gland, but more importantly, the manner of death was homicide. Antonetta's attorneys claimed that she was not the instigator because Ashley came to her place of residence. But this didn't hold water because she used Daniel's phone to lure Ashley to her. In the end, Antonetta Stevens and Janine Gonzalez were each convicted of theft, battery, and murder and sentenced to 20 years in state prison. Ashley's family set up a GoFundMe page shortly after her death. It ultimately raised nearly $6,000 that helped to pay for the cost of transporting her body back to New York, as well as her funeral and burial. Later, one of Ashley's cousins said that she was a beautiful woman inside and out, that Antonetta and Janine were motivated by jealousy, and that they were lucky the police got them before the family did.
Very angry with those girls. They lucky the cops got them. She was beautiful inside out, so I could see why they were jealous. And jealousy is an ugly trait to have.
If you found this case compelling, don't forget to like the video, comment down below and give us your take on it, and please subscribe to the channel. Also, hit the notification bell to know when we reveal a new shocking case.
Oh, man. So besides the first one, it was the grandmama, 4 grandkids, unalived, and 1 grandchild injured in a car wreck, drunk driver. Actually, is out there on the residential road street going over 90 miles an hour and unalived 5 people. And then we found a group of teens. This was in Florida too as well, that actually did a plot to murder another team. I mean, they went as far as burning the evidence, trying to elude the cameras. Very bad, man. Nobody over the age of 17. And then this last one where they lured this girl in from the boyfriend's phone who was engaged to someone else. They lured his girlfriend in, and his girlfriend was actually engaged to somebody else. Man, it's a lot going on in this world, and you just never know what you're gonna come across, man, on the internet. With that being said, I want everybody, shout out to everybody that came through. Shout out to the new subscribers. Shout out to the people that came through the channel. It's greatly, greatly, greatly appreciated. Once again, thank you for checking in with Old Boy's Corner. Once again, it's greatly appreciated. I appreciate you more than you ever know. Once again, we continue to build this thing brick by brick. Also focus on being a place of, real good content and a place where you can just come, just like you're on the corner, but it's a safe corner. No violence, nothing like that. But anyway, everybody have a good Tuesday. And whatever you do it with grace, do it with respect. And most of all, take care of yourself, not only just physically, also mentally and spiritually. We need it out here. So with that being said, I'm out, man. Everybody have a good day. And thank you for everybody that came through.
Because they be worried about your